Hello everyone, I'm Marci Easterbrook. I'm the teacher for the Masonic School for Children with Learning Disabilities. This is a program started by the Masons in Rio Rancho, and it serves the community, especially children in our local schools who come to us outside of school after they've had a long day and a long week, and every day they work with me to find out more about this mystery to them called English. Because for some children with dyslexia, for some adults with dyslexia, for everyone who has what's a learning disability recognized by the state of New Mexico and by the federal disabilities organizations, having dyslexia means that looking at English, reading at it, understanding it, hearing and translating sound to words that make sense is a tremendous, difficult task. It really and truly is work. And without intervention, such as our program, they will not succeed many times. They are working at least 5 times harder than the average student in the classroom, but they're often labeled as lazy or not smart. And these children can eventually start to believe that about themselves. So our program is a service to children and to the community because we, through this program called Take Flight, which was started through the Texas Scottish Rite Hospital over 60 years ago, and is a proven program nationally for intervention for teaching, reading and writing, and comprehension and vocabulary, phonemic skills, all the things that are required for success. Our program does that. It supports students not just in the critical work of understanding and being able to decode, in other words, be able to see the parts of a word and translate 2 letters, 1 letter, 3 letters, 4 letters into sounds and have them in the order of left to right as we read. Not taking that for granted, but making it specific, explicit, and reachable so that these students can unlock their wonderful minds, their wonderful creativity, their wonderful sense of humor and enjoyment of what reading can offer, and also to support their success. So, very quickly, I'm going to show you one thing that we all take for granted if we've been easy readers, right? So here's a book and 2 books here. This is called Black and White. It's actually a wordless book, but it has right on the front there this contrast of black and white. It's a very important book in terms of early reading for children, even before they recognize words. But for our students to look at this, first of all, you have to know that CK works together in a final position to make one sound, which we call a back kicker sound. And you have to understand that there's here, this is called a combination, WH, making a sound together of and you have to know that the I with a consonant followed by an E at the end is making a long I sound. So to read this, for many students that have dyslexia, it would be very difficult. So if you can't read those 2 words, then if you look at a book like this, Black Cat, White Cat, then you're also going to wonder, which we all think of cat as a very simple word. Well, actually, you have to know why the letter C is making the sound K, which is that same back kicker sound as digraph CK. These make the same sound, but they're in different positions and they are not exactly the same letters. So our program has something called, these are called decks. And so Again, what do they learn specifically? One of the things we practice is recognizing CK as what we call the digraph. It's two letters making one sound. And then we have what's called a keyword in sound, and that is truck. And so these children, by practicing it in a specific lesson with lots of words, and then with targeted sentences, and practice again in writing and in reading, then they become automatic in reading that and knowing how to use it for spelling and how to read it. So the next time that you're taking the words black and white for granted, pause and think, how do I know that this isn't Blake and Whit and Kate? It could be, but not if you've done our program and you understand how English works and how letters translate to sound. So thank you, supporters of our program. Thank you, donors of our program. Thank you, the Masons who started this program. And thank you, everyone, all families who are donating. We appreciate you. This is how we can serve our community. So remember, this is our website, MSCLD.org. On there is a PayPal link for making a donation. And remember that when you support us, you're supporting student success, not just on a daily basis in the classroom, but for their self-esteem and for their life success. Thank you.